Hey, Cole Reid here with Stewards of Wildlife. We've left the rehab center, but we still have it in the background over there, so you can see where we just were with the real small ones. We're out here in the wild pasture with some that have been released from the rehab center. So these guys are healthy and they've gone back out into the wild. Now they'll hang around the rehab center obviously because they've been getting fed there and they're comfortable with it. So they'll stay there stay around here for quite some time until they move off out into the greater landscape. As you can see here by this fence behind us, it's really not too difficult to keep these guys in. Southern white rhinos are pretty calm by nature. It's one of the reasons we've got such a bad problem with the poaching problem, but they don't really push the fences too hard. They don't try to get out or anything like that. And if you go that way, you can see that there's just a whole lot of open space for them to go and roam around free. So that's what they'll be doing for the rest of their lives. Once they get used to the pasture, they'll head out there and that'll be it. We just got to protect them. These guys are a little bit older. They're in between 2 and 3 years old, so they're actually kind of getting up to that 3-year-old limit. And as you can see by the size of their horns, they will come and poach these guys for what is on their horn, on their nose right now. That's as much horn as they need to be able to come in here and poach them. Another point that I'm talking about is the fact that these two are by themselves, obviously raised together, sticking with each other. But as we've gone farther away from the rehabilitation center, these two are much farther away, so they're getting more comfortable to their wild surrounding. They'll continue to move farther away until they don't come back and you really can't see them anymore. So trying to keep an eye on them, trying to protect them. Eventually they'll be fully out into the wild, but this is the size that they start to get out when they start getting poached. So just giving you a little size comparison. We're here with another 2 rhinos. These are out of the rehab process and out into the wild. Another thing that you might see by these videos is that you're seeing groups of 2. The reason that these 2 are sticking together, and there's only 2, is because these 2 were raised together. So they get comfortable with each other, they get fed together, and when they get back out into the wild, they tend to stick together. They're obviously herd animals, so they like their company. So these guys are out in the wild, and again, another big thing to point out is that around this age, just a little bit older, they're still getting poached for that small amount of horn that they've got on their nose right there, and it's a tragedy, and that's why we're doing the program that we're doing, and that's why we appreciate all your support. As we're trying to get these guys out of that situation, bring them to the States, protect them over there, create that safety deposit box of genetics that if we can't figure out the poaching problem over here, we still have a chance to bring them back over here. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd much rather see them walking around here in their native lands than anywhere else. We're here today with Dion van der Linde with Winter Shook Safaris and Wild Hearts Rehab Center, which is a rhino rehabilitation center. Tell us about Wild Hearts a little bit.
Yeah, it actually started about 5-6 years ago actually, when we had the first call of someone that asked us to raise an orphan rhino. We thought, we heard it was difficult,
right?
But we never knew that when you start doing it, you can't stop.
Yeah.
To start with.
Yeah.
And it's a long process, but I mean, that's actually how our whole rhino operation started. We got so attached to the rhinos and bought more in and had JVs with people bringing more rhino in. And yes, yeah, I think we've raised, Ansabet will have the right number, but close to 30 orphan rhinos now. That includes 2 very rare black rhinos. So it's small, but we're proud of what we're doing there, and we're having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, we actually spoke with Ansabet yesterday, and it seems like there's a lot of work that goes into it. I guess one of the sad parts, but one of the reasons why I'm so thankful that you guys are doing that, is that she said that there's never been a time when you haven't had a white rhino there, which is sad because most of those rhinos are orphaned. Their parents were poached, and that's why they were brought in there. So it's sad that you always have them, but it's good because you always have them, so you're always constantly doing something good.
I think, with the rest of our involvement in the wildlife industry, we are used to people having fun, enjoy themselves, enjoy nature, but the way that people enjoy interacting with those little rhinos is amazing, and I think that's a way of getting pleasure out of it that you can't describe. You see it with everyone. I haven't seen any person arriving there and can't stop talking. You actually must ask them, please, let's go now,
Yeah.
We had enough, but and that's amazing. I think it's you touching people close to their hearts, and it's a very emotional thing. People see that and understand it when they're there.
Yeah, well, it's similar to what we do at Stewards of Wildlife. We have a couple of calmer, more iconic species that people can interact with, and we prefer our animals the same as you. We out to the wild as soon as we can. We don't want them to be raised in a rehab center. We're just trying to help them get back on their feet. But it's a great educational tool. And you guys do, through your rehab center, you guys get involved with the community, with the kids, get education programs. You guys interact with stuff.
Yeah, definitely. There's schools that make use of it. You know, year-end functions or parties, and they bring the little kids or some of the grades, and they come and see it. I think we would like to do it more and expose more people to what we're doing. But as you said, it's a fine line between interacting too much, making the animals too used to people, and to make them ready to go out and be part of a program again, and part of a reserve that's bigger.
Right, which is what our backdrop is now. So these are some of the rhinos that are out on the larger reserve that free to go wherever they want to.
I think we have three different groups of rhino. The orphans, that's more in a confined area. Then this is a more semi-intensive environment where we manage them intensively, but they're roaming in a big area, 5,000 acres, or 2,000 hectares. And then we have Karete, where we will go tomorrow. It's an absolute free ranging system, no support supplement feeding, and a very natural system. And they're doing very well. And yeah.
Good. Well, we're going to be with you for the next couple of days, so we'll probably hit up a couple more interviews and get these posted out online, keep you guys up to date with the work that we're doing in situ, which is here in South Africa. We're trying to bring rhinos over to the United States, create a deposit box, but that doesn't mean that we don't support, and we want to continue the fight that's over here, and this man is doing some of the best work on this side of the pond, so we really support you, and thank you very much, and we'll continue to do a couple more interviews.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, good luck with your process.
Thank you.
You'll be successful.
Yeah, we will. With your help, we will.